Welcome to Restorative Yoga. We have our lovely assistant Rosie today, so we'll see if he gets in the mix, but we'll get started on our mats. You can lay down, find a comfortable position. Feet nice and wide, and keep arms by your side. We'll just take a minute or two just to settle in, start to slow down from our day, start to bring some attention and awareness to the body, maybe noticing those areas that feel a little tense, a little tight. We'll keep those in mind as we move today. This will be a full body refresher. We'll hit on a little bit of everything. But for now, we'll start to slow down that breath. Really working to lengthen each breath you take to 3 to 4 seconds. Feeling the chest and belly rise with every inhale. Then feeling the body compress down to your mat with the exhale. Continue this breathing pattern. Really just being aware of our breathing. We'll come back to this a couple times during class, just as a little reminder. All right, on your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and reach the arms up overhead, really stretch. You can hold them straight overhead. Otherwise, you can also start to move them side to side, left and right. Really feeling that nice stretch in the shoulders and the chest. And let's take one more big inhale, really press those arms, reach. And then as we exhale, we'll bring the hands back down to their sides. Goodness, Rosie's really into our practice today. All right, on your next inhale, we're going to take a bend in the knees, planting both feet on the ground, just about hip width apart. From here, we're going to slowly begin to drop the knees off to either side of the mat. Some gentle windshield wiper motions. Start to gently move the low back, the hips. And we'll find some stillness in the center. And we'll inhale to draw the right knee into the chest, pulling it in as close as comfortable. And we'll begin to straighten out that left leg so it's finding the mat, nice and flat. We'll do our best to let both legs just be heavy. We'll begin to slowly draw that right knee out towards the edge of the mat. Should feel a nice deep stretch, especially in that right hip. We'll just hold here and breathe. Reminder to lengthen those breaths, to really get the most out of each breath we take. Good, let's take one more deep breath. And after that breath, we'll begin to pull that knee off to the left side across the body, keeping both shoulder blades flat on the mat. You should feel a nice stretch in the IT band along the side of that leg, running from the glutes to the knee. And just breathing, just giving the body a gentle twist here. If you'd like to add on a nice neck stretch, you can slowly begin to gaze to the right, getting that full body twist. We'll hold for 2 deep breaths and slow things down. Good, and after your second deep breath, we'll begin to pull that knee back into the center, keeping the right leg up. We're gonna move our hands to behind the knee, and we're slowly gonna work our way up towards the foot as we're able. Or maybe you're grabbing the knee and holding there, maybe you're holding an ankle. We're gonna aim for that half happy baby. So we're pulling the knee down, out nice and wide towards the edge, the right edge of your mat. You can kind of work into it here. Listen to your body and feel out whatever is comfortable. It's a really nice deep hamstring stretch along with the hips. We are not here too much longer, so we'll take 2 more deep breaths. Work to release that tension. Good. 1 more. Awesome job. We'll slowly walk the hands back down the leg, and then we'll release the right leg, planting the foot on your mat. We'll inhale to bring the left knee into the chest, pulling it in nice and close. And we'll slowly straighten out that right leg until it's flat on the mat. You can take your time here, bringing that left knee out towards the edge of the mat to really open up through the hip. We'll hold here. Got to even things out, giving the hips plenty of love here right away. Often a tense, tight area, especially if you sit a lot at work or even stand. Anytime we're not moving and just holding a position, muscles and joints tend to stiffen up. So it's nice to get this midday movement break. Whew. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. And after your second deep breath, we'll start to draw that leg across the body to the right side, keeping both shoulder blades flat on the mat, finding that stretch in the IT band along the side of the leg. And just hold and breathe. I often hold a lot of tension in those IT bands, so it's great to stretch them out. Give them a little refresher, a little release. And if you would like to add in that gentle neck stretch, you can drop your gaze to the left side as far as comfortable. Just hold and breathe. We'll try to soften the face, soften the shoulders. Good. Let's take 1 more deep breath. And we'll slowly pull that left knee back into the center, keeping it raised. We're moving into our half happy baby. So you can start at the knee, placing the hands right behind, and then we'll slowly walk our hands up as it's comfortable to work and pull that knee down and wide. There's no rush getting into this deep stretch. You can take your time and find what feels good today. I'm not sure how helpful our helper Rosie is, but sure is cute. You're not here much longer. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. You can make adjustments as needed. Really breathe into those hips, breathe into the hamstrings. Good. And after that second deep breath, we'll walk our hands down to gently release the leg, planting that foot back on the mats. We'll go ahead and bend that right leg to meet the left, and we'll find that windshield wiper motion, just like we started with, nice and gentle, dropping the knees off to either side. Maybe noticing it feels a little different now that we're getting a little bit looser, lengthening the muscles. Take 1 more deep breath. All right, and after that breath, we'll find stillness, gently grabbing behind the knees to take a roll up or a couple. And take as many or as few as you like. Nice way to massage the spine. A little fun too. And once you're done with that, you can find a butterfly pose with feet together in the center, pressing up gently on the knees with elbows. You should be nice and wide. And we'll slowly just hinge forward. So getting that nice stretch again in the hips, the inner thighs. If you'd like, you can drop chin to chest. Stretch out the back of the neck. Maybe close the eyes. And take a moment to really focus on your breathing. Awesome work. Let's take one more deep breath. After that breath, we'll slowly make our way back to a seated position. Go ahead and just cross the legs, comfortable seats, and then we'll sit up nice and tall. Once we're situated here, you can gently place hands on the knees. As we inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders up the chest towards the ears. And as we exhale, we're going to drop them down the spine. And inhale up the chest to the ears. And exhale down the spine. Just making that movement big, dramatic. Really working that range of motion, getting those shoulders moving to release that tension. Let's get one more this direction. Beautiful. We'll switch directions. So inhaling to bring the shoulders up the back and exhale down the chest. Going for nice big motions, matching movement to breath, always inhaling as we raise them up, exhale as we drop them down. Let's get one more nice and big. Good, and we'll give the shoulders a little shake. Find some stillness at the bottom here. We're going to slowly begin to draw that right hand across the body, and then we'll bring that left arm up just to give a little hug, pulling that arm in close. We'll do our best to keep that shoulder down from the ear. Further, get a nice deep shoulder stretch, stretch the upper back. We'll do our best to continue to sit up nice and tall to find length in that spine as well. If you'd like to add something a little extra here, you can roll the wrists, stretch the fingers, maybe just twinkle them, jazz hands. Plenty of options to play around with. Take two more deep breaths. Good, and we'll slowly release that arm after that second deep breath. In between our two sides, we're going to take a brief seated forward fold. So you can start with the knees bent generously. We'll inhale to reach up overhead with both hands, stretch. And as we exhale, we'll fold forward. You can start by grabbing the knees and kind of working your way down the calf to the ankle, maybe the foot. Just doing your best to fold forward as much, as deep as comfortable. If you'd like, you can start to kind of straighten those legs out, walk the feet forward, shimmy the hips back. We don't have to fold ourselves all the way down. As you can see, I have a pretty generous bend, which is completely fine. I don't want it to be an uncomfortable stretch, but just find that point of discomfort. Comfortable discomfort, I should say, if that's a thing. Let's take one more deep breath here. There we go, and we'll slowly roll our way up the legs, coming back to a comfortable seat. And this time, beginning to bring that left arm across the body. The right arm's going to come up to give it a little pull in. We'll hold it in close. try to keep that left shoulder down from the ear. Oh, Rosie thinks it's a good time to snuggle. If you'd like to add something a little extra, you can roll the wrist out, stretch the fingers, and find whatever motions feel good for the hands, the wrists, the forearms. Continue to sit up nice and tall. I'll take 2 more deep breaths. All right, after your second deep breath, you can slowly release the arms. We'll just give them a good shake. Shake the hands out, maybe shake the shoulders. Have a little fun with it. No one can see over Zoom. All right. From here, we're gonna roll forward, planting the hands and making our way to all fours. We'll begin with some cat and cow. Once you get the hands below shoulders, knees below hips. We'll inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Then as we exhale, we're gonna round out the spine and pull the shoulder blades apart. Big inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze. And then a big exhale to round out the spine. Let's go through once more. Big inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze. And then a big exhale to round out the spine. We'll make our way to a neutral tabletop position. Slowly beginning to shift side to side. Maybe draw some circles with the hips, just gentle movement here. You can switch up directions. Maybe take some time to roll the wrists out. It's your time to play around with whatever movements are feeling good today. All right. Begin to find some stillness. And then once you're ready, we're gonna slowly begin to step our right foot forward towards the edge of the mat. You can get there however it's comfortable. Once you're situated, we're gonna try to keep our hands about shoulder width apart. Flip the toes underneath so your foot is flat. And we'll just hang out here and begin to slow those breaths down as much as you can. Jumbling my words today. Now these deep stretches, it's really easy to kind of hold your breath or to shorten them up. So we'll do our best to just draw them out. It'll help to relax the body, loosen those muscles as we stretch. And as always, if you'd like to add some movement, you kind of shift yourself side to side, maybe move forward and backward. Just really gentle, nothing too crazy here. Let's try for 2 more deep breaths. Awesome work. Listen up here. We're going to keep our left hand planted. Using our right hand, we're going to gently press out on the knee to push it towards the edge of our mat. And then we're going to twist and look over our right shoulder. We're not holding this pose for long. We'll aim for 2 deep breaths. Nice deep stretch here. Go. Let's get 1 more deep breath. Awesome. Release to the center. You can plant that right hand back, and then we'll step that left leg back however it's comfortable. You can take time, again, just to shift the hips, draw some circles, maybe come up for a moment to give the wrists a little shake. We'll get ready for that second side. Now that we know what to expect, we'll begin to step that left foot forward to the edge of our mat, getting it up there however it's comfortable. And once we're situated, we'll plant the hands about shoulder width apart. Make sure our toes are flipped underneath so that foot is flat on the mat. And we'll hold here and breathe. Really breathing into the hips. Another deep stretch. Stretching out those hamstrings too. Low back, a little bit of everything. You can add those gentle movements if you're like me and like to rock side to side, maybe rock forward and backward. Kind of extend and flex the leg. Don't be afraid to play around. Maybe try something different on this side that you didn't do on that first side. Or to lengthen our breath, try to soften the face, unclench the jaw. We'll take 2 more breaths. Good. After that second deep breath, we're going to keep that right hand planted on the mat. Using our left hand, we're going to just gently press out on that left knee towards the edge of the mat. Gaze over the left shoulder, and we'll take 2 deep breaths. Work to lengthen them. There's a lot going on here. I promise the breathing will help. Good. After your second deep breath, you can bring that left hand back to the mat and then unpretzel yourself the best way, the most comfortable way you have. Take your time. We'll give a couple hip shifts, and maybe you want to come up off the hands for a moment to give the hands just a little refresher, a little shake. Good. All right, from here, we're gonna slowly walk those knees out as wide as comfortable. Bring the big toes to touch, and we'll sink the hips towards the heels into extended child's pose, walking the hands forward as far as comfortable to get that nice stretch in the shoulders, upper back. We'll relax the forehead down to the mat. Take your time to get settled in here. It's a great full body stretch. So we reach forward, set the hips nice and low towards the heels. Another variation with the arms. You can place the hands on the back of your neck if you want a little less of a stretch in the shoulders, a little less intense. Hold here. Also a very calming pose. Similar to the resting child's pose. Good. We'll breathe nice and easy. Let's do 3 deep breaths. Really noticing how the chest, the upper back rise with the inhale, and how the body sinks a little bit lower with each exhale. Good. After your 3rd deep breath, we're going to slowly start to rise back up out of child's pose. So you can walk the hands up towards you. Start to bring the knees into the center of the mat. Good. And on all fours, we're going to slowly extend our left foot back behind us. And then sink the heel down towards the foot, or towards the mat, I should say. Get that nice calf stretch. Now you can either hold here, or you can gently rock forward and backward. Really feel it out. Personal preference here with whatever feels best for the calf, the ankle, the foot. right, we'll make our way to some stillness. Keeping that left foot back, we're just slowly going to walk it over to the right side of the mat, so crossing it over. And once you get to the edge of that mat, we're going to start to slowly gaze over our right shoulder towards our foot. We'll hold here for 2 deep breaths, really breathing into the side body, breathing into the hips and glutes. Let's get one more deep breath. Beautiful. Bring it back to the center. And you can slowly return that left knee to the mat. Give the hips a shake. And we'll switch sides, extending that right foot behind us. We'll lower that heel down towards the mat. An option if you want to stay still here, just hold that calf stretch, you can. Otherwise, you can rock forward and backward gently. Whatever feels good for the calf, the ankle, the foot, the toes. Another option too, if the wrists are starting to feel a little bit tired, fatigued, you can make fists to keep the wrists in a more neutral position. Just an option I like to throw out there. Continue giving the calf a little love. Take 2 more deep breaths. Awesome. After that second deep breath, we'll find stillness. And then we'll track that right foot to the left corner of your mat. Once you feel the edge of your mat, we'll begin to gaze over the left shoulder as far as comfortable. And hold here. Breathing into the hips and glutes, breathing into the side body. We're not here for long. Let's really make the most of our time here. Good. Let's take one more big breath. Once you've completed that, you can release to the center, bringing that right knee back to the mat. And from here, we'll make our way to a seated position. So you can flip onto one side or shift onto one side. Good. All right. We're going to extend our right foot out in front of us and kind of bring our left foot into touch or as close as comfortable. As we sit up nice and tall, we're going to inhale and reach that right hand up overhead. And then exhale to fold down, reaching towards the knee, the shin, ankle, toes, however far is comfortable. If you'd like to add even more of a side body stretch here, you can go for more of a revolved single leg forward fold, bringing in that left arm too to reach overhead as far as comfortable. So that is if you want that stretch in the obliques and the side body, along with that lovely hamstring stretch. Lots of deep stretching today. Continue to breathe through. Let's get 2 more breaths, holding wherever you're at. Whether you're doing hamstring only, adding in those oblique stretches. After your second deep breath, you can release, rolling up the right leg, and we'll switch sides. We'll extend that left leg out in front of us. Bring the right foot into touch or as close as comfortable today. We'll inhale to reach that left arm overhead, big stretch. As we exhale, folding forward to reach towards the knee, the shin, the ankle, the toes, wherever is comfortable. If you would like to add in that deep side body stretch, you can reach the right arm up, over as far as comfortable. You can always adjust, kind of back out of that stretch. Listen to your body. We're not straining into these poses and finding that point of comfortable discomfort. take 2 more deep breaths wherever you're at. After that second deep breath, you can come out of the stretch, unwind. We'll bring both feet out in front of us and slowly roll all the way down to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Coming back to that comfortable lying down position we were in at the beginning of class. We'll just take our last minute or so, 30 seconds or so, just to breathe and start to notice those differences. If you think back to the beginning of class, any of those areas we were feeling a little tight, a little tense, and noticing how that stretching might have changed how our body is feeling. Gentle movements, some deep breathing, deep stretching, all that good stuff. Continue to lengthen our breath, feeling the chest and belly rise with the inhale, the body compress down with the exhale. Focus in for 3 deep breaths to finish out class. Letting the body be heavy, let the face be soft. Good. After your third and final deep breath, we'll inhale to reach the arms overhead, finding that nice stretch in the shoulders and the chest. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the palms together and down to the forehead at third eye center, with elbows nice and wide. Appreciate you all taking time out of your day to mix things up, get a little refresher with restorative yoga. More than welcome to continue on your own if you'd like to add on to this practice, but that is all I have for you today. We'll seal our time together with Namaste.